Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Last time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That's the first time now. You can have full voice. Jai Shri Radha Madhav ki. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Vijay Gauranga Dayanita Bhagavan ki Jam Vishnu Pada Mahamsa Pajavarkacharya Astata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jam Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivarkacharya Astata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वसद गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मधुरा धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गौरादेश धाम की जर्मन यात्रा की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्तिदेव तुलसी महारानी की संकीर्तन बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnana Timirandhasya ज्ञानांजना शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलान् श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna once again. Very very warm welcome for our today's Sunday feast program. As Prabhupada calls it as love feast program. This is a place where we can get real love if one really wants. If one really wants real love, it is only here where we get. If we still are looking for love that is like love, we can get it elsewhere. I would like to sincerely seek blessings of all you who are just like desire trees who can bless me so that I can speak something very very useful for me, and I hope that also helps and useful for everyone here. Before I start, may I know who has come for the first time here? Who is first time here? Please raise your hands. Swipe right. I hope everyone follows English. Is there someone who cannot? Is there someone who cannot understand English? Should we say in German?
Yes, actually.
Wer braucht Deutsch Übersetzung? Okay. This is a very, very special month of the year. It is not because the leaves become yellowish, reddish, and then everything becomes very, very beautiful, so that artists can very nicely draw some nice, get inspiration. It's not just that. This month is very special because in this month there are a lot of pastimes that take place. We are talking about 5,000 years ago. That is already too back in the history. But we are talking about the pastimes or the activities of the Lord which are taking place eternally. Which means it's not just 5,000 years ago that happened. We have records of 5,000 years. But these Leelas happened very, very long in the past. And not just in this world, not just in this universe. In many, many innumerable universes. So it's not an ordinary thing. It's very special. It's not the typical history which we want to forget. No, this is the history we want to remember more and more. So continuing from last Tuesday, we were discussing about one such wonderful pastime that took place when Lord Krishna, who was just 7 years old, he was already giving very high intellectual advice to his father. He is saying, why are we all doing this? And when Nanda Maharaj said, this is because we want proper rains. And the Lord of rains is Indra, so the Lord of clouds is Indra. So if we please him, then everything is happy. Then Krishna, as last time we discussed, he started projecting each and every argument. And Krishna was convincingly counter-argued, saying, after all this is because of this wonderful Govardhan hill. Just because of the sweetness of the hill, we are having very sweetful life. No? When the cows get water, when the cows get grass, and the cows are very nourishing, and then because of that the milk also is nourishing. Because of that milk, all of us are nourishing. In that way we all are. We should actually worship Govardhan hill. A 7-year boy is telling to his father, 7 year, and the father is saying, yeah, we will do some other day. Now we have all these preparations ready for Indra, and let's do for Indra. But Krishna had no interest. Krishna was saying, after all these things I am doing is not just to glorify the Govardhan hill, but also there is some other business. And this business was to make Indra learn his mistake. And last time I think I have asked why Krishna has so much interest to teach Indra a lesson. Because Krishna sees Indra as his servant. And because Indra is servant, how can master punish? The master is always kind. This is what is etiquette. When we talk about how to deal with our juniors, we don't want to just chastise Hey, you don't know anything. You learn from me. Krishna is dealing with Indra in a very, very sweet way. Of course, we don't want that such sweet treatment. It is too sweet. We can't bear. So Krishna said, no, let's use all these preparations, all the ingredients for not Indra Yajna but Govardhan. Let's do. And then Krishna elaborately, very authentically said what we should do as part of Govardhan Puja. And this Puja is a way of worshipping Govardhan hill. Isn't it crazy idea, worshipping a hill? I remember His Holiness Kadamkaran Maharaj always felt, is it so strange to worship plant? Tulsi Maharani is a plant. Okay, when it's a person, we know, okay, we can worship. But a plant, what is happening in the Eastern world? They worship plants. They worship the hills. It's some strange. But Krishna is saying that this Govardhan hill is what is sustaining the whole community. And now a question may come, okay, then what is that? The hills we have here, Rhine, I forgot what is it called, Bergische Land, right? We have hills here. We are, I don't know, maybe we are already sitting on a hill now. Maybe it went too much inside, we don't see, but we may think that, okay, worshipping hill is so nice, right? Okay, we see that here rains are coming because of the hills around, the weather is very good and adjusted. So, is it that we can worship every hill, whatever we see? After all, there is also this school of philosophy which says that you see Lord everywhere. In every atom there is Lord. So, shall we start worshipping any hill, every hill, like that? I don't know. At least Krishna is saying that worship Govardhan hill. And why to worship Govardhan hill? Because in Srimad Bhagavatam we see in the canto 10, chapter 23 or 24, Krishna is saying how to worship. And when everyone were worshipping the hill, the Govardhan hill, Krishna also expanded himself as a Govardhan hill. Yeah? He went and then he took a huge form. This hill had a huge form, and this huge form resembled just like Krishna, who was 7 years old, who was also paying obeisances to this hill. Now I don't know if Germany, we can have such a blessing to see. But Govardhan hill is very special because Govardhan hill or Govardhan Giri is none other than Krishna. And because Krishna has declared it, that is our praman, that is our reference, that is our proof. One may say that Vindhya is also very high. One may say Himalaya is even bigger. And because of Himalaya also we get that. Krishna is saying, Govardhan, worship Govardhan. It's very simple, right? If we keep it there, rather than really use our logic, our experience and speculate. Every hill is like that. Let's worship every hill. We can do, but let's first worship Govardhan. And why? We see that Krishna is saying this, and then great acharyas are accepting as it is. It's not just, okay, Krishna has said maybe in that time it was the only hill. Our mind is always want a reason, right? Our mind always want to find a way, why can't I do something what is not said? What is not said, I want to do that. So if it is not said, I want to do that. Because we are under the effect of this Rajo Guna, that we want to create something that we will be known. I want to always experiment, I want to always explore, I want to always do that. Let's do it after we finish our school, isn't it? We don't want to just become doctors without finishing our studies. We want to become doctor only after we study. We don't want to just carry the, what is it called, this stethoscope, and then we say, hey, I am now a doctor. We know what people will think about us. So let's understand what is said in the scriptures. Let us understand what is said in the books by great people, great personalities. And because they have followed it, if we follow, because they are successful, we will also be successful. Isn't that good idea? No? Yes? I like some feedback. If someone can give, it's happy for me. Then I understand that, okay, I'm speaking something useful. So, my question. What was my question? Doesn't it make sense? Does it make sense? No? Shall I repeat last 5-10 minutes again? Now everyone will lift the hand. I have very bad memory, I can't repeat, but I'll say again. No, I mean, this is very important. After all, we are here, and this is very special month, this is special day, to be very focused. I know while we are hearing, we also are thinking, let's forget all those things. Let's be very, very active, attentive, and be absorbed, so that, who knows, this can become a life of our lesson of our life. Everyone ready? Hands up. A few hands are up now. Thank God. When everything was so nice, when Krishna has explained how to worship the Govardhan, and he himself has shown the proof that there is no difference between Krishna and Govardhan, everything was very happy. Come on, we like festivals, we like feast. There was full feast. So many preparations. Just by seeing, we may be very happy. For food lovers like me. And then everything was so happy, except the moment later there were some clouds. The clouds came and said, what is this? It's not usual. I think this is the time where we get some results of some nice fire sacrifice that's not happening. You know, like now in the Ukraine war, just imagine when the jet flights are going up, how it will be. Oh, very scary. We don't know which bomb can fall where. It's very, very scary. When the clouds came, it was also a bit scary. Because there was one person who didn't like this plan of the Lord. Very surprising, isn't it? The Lord, who is all perfect, and when his plan is there, the plan also will be perfect. But how come that Indra didn't find it perfect? There is one person who thought that this plan is not correct. The plan which the Brajavasis had was nice. They wanted to make a yajna for Indra, and then this shows that they respect me, they value me, and it's so nice feeling that so much honor is coming to me. Isn't it so nice feeling? If someone is saying, hey, you are so great, just because of you I am living. Wow. Indra was not aware who was this little boy who changed the whole plan. Now we know it, but Indra had no idea who was this 7-year-old. And when we see a child, then usually we think the child is he foolish? What is he doing? Okay, maybe he is foolish. What happened to their parents? Usually we see that elders speak and then the kids pick up. Here the kid is saying something and his elders are picking it. Why this happened is because Indra was struggling with a problem. He was struggling with a disease. This disease is not like a cancer that when we put under a, what is it called? When you do some test, right? I don't know, what is it called? PET test, PET scans. When you put a scan and then you can see, okay, there are these tumors in all over the body, and then you say, hey, you have a cancer, and then you start, of course, treatment or what. This cannot be scanned by any machine. And what is that? Arrogance. Arrogance. This is very, very, very difficult, especially for the person who is having arrogance. He cannot detect. Outside it's very easy, but the symptoms, just the doctor says, hey, you have jaundice, because he sees the eyes. Can we see our eyes? We cannot see our eyes unless we have the mirror. We can't see our own eyes. You can see it? The boy says yes. Very good. That's what kids are taught in the school, right? This is my eye, this is my ear. So we can't see our eyes, but the doctor who sees, he can see that eyes are yellow and they are jaundice. We can't see our tongue, but when we eat sugar candy, then it is bitter. Then we know that we have jaundice. It's not that ego is so difficult that we can't see. We can really see it. It's not that, okay, Prabhu, can you please tell me if I have ego? Anyway, answer is yes, but it's not that we don't have to rely on outside. If we see, we can also feel that there is a lot of ego inside us. And this Govardhan Leela is all about letting the ego go. Yeah, I repeat again. To let the ego go. For that, Krishna himself personally is taking such a loving care of Indra that he himself has done this. And now, but Indra, he didn't realize this boy is Krishna himself, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then because of that, he sent very, very powerful weapon kind of clouds. It's called Samvartaka. Clouds were sent, just as I was mentioning, these jet flights which can throw bombs at any. These clouds were pouring rain. Come on, now rain, what can it do? After all, it can make us wet a bit, but what can it do more? But these were not ordinary clouds. These were not ordinary rainfall. This was the drops. Each was like a pillar which can become deadly killer. Very, very powerful. Such rains were falling and the whole land was getting devastated. And then when usually a problem comes, the whole Brajavasis know where to go. Because Garga Muni, he said that when dangers come, take shelter of this. He is very wonderful, he is very, very powerful. And then, not only they all loved Krishna so much, they had so much conviction that Krishna can solve any problem in our life. Just imagine, there are these big, big drops, raindrops falling. Everything is being smashed very badly, and all ran to Krishna. And Krishna, as soon as he heard about what's happening, then he immediately understood. This is the plan of Indra. I want to teach him something, he want to show something. This is also what happens. If I am telling you are doing wrong, then I would always say, no, I am right. And Indra, as Prabhu was saying, because of the arrogance he had, he was not seeing who is this, and he was not seeing who he is troubling. If I want to show power, better try somewhere where I am not into trouble. To at least feel myself I am great, okay, let me do something, but not that I get into trouble. And Indra was doing something that he is going to get into big trouble. Why? Krishna's life and soul are Vrajavasis, the inhabitants of Vrindavan. And Indra, he wants to trouble them. Krishna immediately, he had thought quickly what to do. He thought, if Indra is like this, let me teach him lesson. He is thinking that he is great. Let me show that he is not so great. He is thinking he is the controller, but it's not the case. Let me show that I am the controller. So he assured his Vrajavasis, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, don't worry. And immediately Krishna, from his home, he ran to the Govardhan hill. This is from Nanda Bhavan to Govardhan. It's not so near. And when Krishna was running, what happened to this big showers, rainfall? He's 7 years boy, right? 7 years boy, if he is caught up in that rain, what will happen? Because Krishna is so special, and who is the supreme controller, who has power, who can control everything, the Yogamaya arranged such a way. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the whole path he was walking, that whole path there was no rain. Remaining everywhere there was rain. But nothing could touch him. Everything was protected. And he could go, and then as soon as he reached the spot, Krishna, to show the greatness of Govardhan hill and to break the ego of Indra, in Sanskrit it's called Bhang, Garva Bhang. Garva means to feel great about something. To break that, Krishna, what he did, he lifted the Govardhan hill. Now we are talking about not a small stone. We are talking about a big hill. Huge hill lifted by a boy is an amazing thing. No one could imagine, even the Vrajavasis could not imagine that. They only know Krishna will protect, but they didn't know how Krishna will protect. Of course, they were carefree, they didn't even want to bother. Krishna is there, he will anyway protect. So Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, and then he kept on the tip of his left little finger. And that is the painting that we can see. In that we see that Krishna has lifted the whole hill and kept it on the tip for 7 days continuously, non-stop. And during this time, Indra was becoming more and more. He wanted to trouble more and more. He think, how is it possible? I am the controller. I am the head. I am the head of this whole heaven, and all the demigods, they are under my control. And he started sending one after the other, one problem after the other. This rain was so much, and nothing happened. All the Vrajavasis were having a festival of love. We know the festival of lights, which is Diwali. Diwali in India is very nicely celebrated with lights. And we know the festival of colors. Radha and Krishna and gopis, they celebrate the festival of colors. They just, even in Germany we see some small camps. I think they kind of have an entry ticket. You go inside, they give you colors, and you just spray on each other. Festival of colors, festival of light. What are other festivals? So many festivals anyway. But this festival was very, very special. This is a unique opportunity for everyone, all the Brajavasis, to spend 7 days with Krishna non-stop. Of course, Yashoda Mai and Nanda Baba, being the father and mother, and because Krishna is in their home, they always have Krishna all the 7 days, not even 7 days, all the time, 7 years. But this is a great opportunity for all the Brajavasis because they all wanted, I want to have a child like Krishna. We want to take care of Krishna. So everyone was so much exchanging love with Krishna because they could see him for 7 days. How nice it is when we can have the darshan of the Lord, even for one moment. They have for 7 days. So what Indra did indeed helped the Brajavasis. And Krishna does the Leela such a way that when he is dealing with his devotees, when he is dealing with the demons, he is ensuring that not just one is benefited, everyone is benefited. And in this way, the Brajavasis, they could have the darshan, they could see Krishna, and no one had hunger, no one had sleep. Usually after some time we will feel hungry, and that's why we have the feast in the end. In the first, if we have sleep first, so but the Brajavasis, they were not hungry, they were not feeling sleepy, they were not feeling tired. The only person who was tired was finally Indra. Indra tried everything, he didn't manage to show how great he was, because it is just like trying to cover the sky with a stone. Or it's even said, Prabhupada gives the example, maybe Dandadik Prabhu, you can help me, where once Prabhupada was saying that you see so many clouds. When Prabhupada was flying from New York, from San Francisco to New York, and that time, that was the first time he flew. Before he went, or is that? No, sorry. When Prabhupada was flying from US to India, he was saying, actually I came via Jaladuta, so in a ship, I was in an ocean of water, and when I'm flying, I could see that now I'm in an ocean of clouds. We all would have gone by flight. We see that after the flight takes off, the buildings start becoming smaller, and then we come to the clouds, and we even fly above the clouds, and after we fly above, then we see the sun, everything is bright, and the clouds are fully covered as if like a carpet, nothing we can see below. But Prabhupada still said, though this cloud is covering the sun, so that's why we have shadow and we have cloudy, but this cloud cannot cover the whole sun. It can only cover a portion of the sky. It can only cover sun only for some place. In the same way, in front of the greatness of the Supreme Lord, we are nothing. We are just tiny, insignificant, hopefully servants to serve. But what happened here was that Indra was trying something huge, he could not manage. And because he could not manage, finally he understood that this boy is not ordinary. After we learn our lessons, then we come to our senses. Isn't that way? After we learn our lessons, then we come to our senses. Indra, he held his head and was thinking, what I did. Any hope for any recovery? I have troubled Brajavasis who are very dear to Krishna. I thought Krishna is a boy, but he is a supreme Lord. How come this will come? This is what even Krishna asks. Finally, Indra, how much time I have? Anyone?
5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes? The spiritual subject will never end. Huh? According to the plan. We break the plan. Just like Indra had a plan, Krishna had a plan, Gauradesh has a plan. I have a plan. Let's see what happens. Someone else will have a plan to stop again. Yeah? You're saying something? Fine.
We insert some surprise into the schedule, so I would request you to meet the time, the first time of the Sunday Feast program.
Jai. Yeah, it's always, I get this nice request because I never finish things in time, so I'm used to these reminders. Okay, so to be little faster, in 5 minutes we can still cover something, but I still ask everyone, please read Bhagavatam. Take shelter of Bhagavatam, because only when we take shelter of Bhagavatam, there are so nice, wonderful pastimes which can help us to come to our senses. So finally Indra understood that what a mistake he has done, and what can he do now? With what face can he face the Lord? If we make a big mistake, and how can we face the person whom we have troubled so much? He was scared. Will this be my end? He went to Brahma. Lord Brahma said, okay, you do one thing. Krishna likes cows. From this celestial spiritual world, from that realm, take Shurabhi cow, keep that cow in the front, because Krishna likes cows, so there is no problem. So Indra did the same thing. He took the cow and then he came to Krishna. Krishna was not so keen to see Indra, because the main thing he wanted is that Indra understands his mistake that was done. He was not so he was just busy with his own Brajavasis. 7 days of love, festival of love was going on, and then when the whole rain stopped, then he simply kept this hill as it is. And the question may come that when there was such a heavy rain, when there was a big hole, there is a hole, that hole should have been filled with a lot of water. Sometimes I see some paintings where the water is pouring heavily in, but acharyas say that the water, as soon as it touches the surface, it was evaporating, so that there is no whole pool of water. Krishna has brought the Govardhan back, and he said, now assured that there is no danger, everything is taken care, and everyone happily went home. Then Indra brought this cow, and then he started offering wonderful prayers. After all, Indra is also servant. After all, Indra is also aware the great qualities of Krishna. And then in this chapter 27, there are wonderful prayers. Maybe you can go through that. King Indra said, your transcendental form, a manifestation of pure goodness, is undisturbed by change, shining with knowledge and devoid of passion and ignorance. In you does not exist the mighty flow of modes of material nature, which is based on illusion and ignorance. How then could there exist in you the symptoms of an ignorant person, such as greed, lust, anger and envy, which are produced by one's previous involvement in material existence, and which cause one to become further entangled in material existence? And yet, as a Supreme Lord, you impose punishment to protect religious principles and curb down the wicked. So the Lord is, when he is dealing with Indra, it is not that he wants to trouble Indra. After all, the Lord is eternal Father and well-wisher of everyone. So he also wants the well-wish. He also wants, what is it called? he also wishes good for his servant Indra. He is also well-wisher of Indra. So he also was dealing, and Indra is appreciating. Krishna is asking, how come you could trouble, you could do all this? And and Indra is saying that because of ego. And he said, how come you have become such an arrogant? He said, I lost my senses. And now I have come back to my senses. Please forgive me. And Krishna allowed the cows. So what happened then? This Surabhi cow was very happy that, oh, now I have fortune that I can serve Krishna. When Krishna has forgiven Indra, there was a big abhishek. Like Tuesday we also had nice abhishek. And Krishna, Wednesday, okay. And this cow was bathing Krishna with its own milk. And not only that, Indra's mother, Atidhi, and other demigods said, you do abhishek of the Lord, bringing the Ganga, Akasha Ganga, from the celestial heaven. So Airavat, the elephant, has brought that water from the heavenly planet, and then with that water Krishna was bathed. And in that way Krishna has broken this ego or arrogance that Indra had, and then everything became very, very happy. And of course there is also a chapter called Wonderful Krishna that comes before explaining how great he is. And then there is, after this, there is also other pastimes which are very nice. I mean, as I said, this whole Bhagavatam is such a blessing, and by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we are so blessed to get association of this. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. If anyone want to have any comments, you can reach me privately, because I don't want to mess the schedule. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vielen Dank, liebe Devotees. Vor allem vielen Dank, Sudama Prabhu, der natürlich den Hörern aufgrund seines höheren Geschmacks für diese Themen am liebsten weitererzählen würde. Aber wie gesagt, ihr könnt ihn gerne fragen. Ja, ich würde gerne noch mehr über dieses Govardhan sagen. Wir sollten nicht denken, diese Geschichten, ne? Wir denken vielleicht, das ist ja doch alles eine Legende. Irgendwie hat das irgendwann einmal jemand erzählt, oder das ist ein bisschen so, hat so ein bisschen so stattgefunden, und dann wurde das zu einer Legende erhoben, und heute hören wir diese Geschichte. Aber nein, wir wissen aus der Bhagavad Gita, Tatvidi Pranipa, Tena Pariprashnina Sivayopa Ekshanti Vigyanan Geninas Tatvadarshinaha. Wenn du dich an einen spirituellen Meister frage mit Ehrfurcht, bring ihm demütig Dienst dar, denn er hat die Wahrheit gesehen. Es gibt eine Geschichte, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu und seine engsten Geweihten, Rupa und Sanatan, lebten am Radha-Kund, den es auch heute noch zu sehen gibt, die man umkreisen kann, wo man sogar drin baden kann, um seine Ehrerbietung zu erweisen. Und Rupa Goswami schrieb ein Gedicht zur Verehrung von Radharani, Chatur Puspanjali. Und er las dieses Sanatan Goswami vor und wollte einfach hören, Sanatan Goswami, wie findest du dieses Gedicht zur Verehrung von Radharani? Und er hörte es sich an, und da war eine Stelle, Radharani hat einen Pferdeschwanz, der einer schwarzen Schlange gleicht. Und Sanatan Goswami dachte sich, ja, das ist jetzt ein bisschen strange, also so richtig, naja gut, lassen wir das mal so stehen. Und chantete seine Runden am Radha-Kund, der war ein sehr entsagender Goswami.